Remember, not all superheroes wear capes. We're running for a good cause tomorrow. Welcome back to my channel. As you remember from my last vlog where I ran the LA Marathon, see, I'm wearing the finisher shirt, 40th anniversary. I had a rough day that day, but I'm trying to redeem myself a week later by running a 10K for the Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation. It's a race that I participate in some way, shape, or form since 2019. Whether it's running a half marathon or a 10K or during the pandemic years, ran it virtually. I'm glad to feel well enough to run the 10K again this year. Except this year, I'm not going to try to run for an age group award like I did in the last 2 years. I'm going to run more for fun, and after all, it's for a good cause, which is pediatric cancer research. How can you say no to that? And especially in the upcoming years, we're going to need more research dollars going towards cancer. Theme is superheroes. I found out about this theme a little too late, so I went for the easiest thing, which is I am going to go as Violet Parr from The Incredibles. Incredibles, all right. I'm going to do something that you should not do as a runner, which is run in something that is made out of 100% cotton. Oh boy, so I guess my superhero power is going to be not to chafe in 100% cotton. Talk about easy mode. Here is the flat lay for the 10K. As you can see, it doesn't require as much gear as a full marathon. Really, the only thing that was new to this was the shirt, and then I bought some black compression running socks. Otherwise, most of this costume I already had. My sunglasses, actually had a red running headband and red arm sleeves. I'm sorry, black arm sleeves. So I'm gonna go as Violet. No, that's not the Olympic torch. That's just a Torrance refinery. No, we're not having some sort of a flame for the Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation run. It may not be a marathon and just a 10K, but I'm still gonna carbo load up. So I'm here at Hansel at H Mart. I got myself a spicy pork bulgogi. And a big scoop of rice. Now Irvine may be the capital of milk tea because there's a boba shop or 2 boba shops on every street corner. Here I am gonna carbo load with this canned boba milk tea. It's more like taro, only because it has My Melody on it. Do they have that in one of those boba shops in Irvine? No. And this one has 32 grams of carbs. Good morning. I know I'm a little perkier than usual because the drive over to Irvine was easy, much easier than getting into the LA Marathon, which was a week ago. It's the morning of the Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation Reaching for the Cure 10K. It's 6:10, so about 50 minutes before race time. Today's goal, well, there's not much of a time goal. So unlike the 2 previous years where I got an age group award, I'm not really gonna try to go for a particular time this year. Get in a good, easy run, even though it's a 10K, but still, I like the distance because, it's about an hour of nonstop running. Best of all, doing some good, doing some philanthropy, trying to do my part to make my miles count towards something good. As you may know from my 2025 LA Marathon vlog, I like to be at the race early, like an hour early. Since this is more of a local race where it's easy to get in and out, I guess everyone else is coming later. Oh well, makes bib pickup a lot easier. At least the line for packet pickup is pretty short. Then I realized I made a miscalculation with my superhero costume. Aw, a little sad that my bib is covering my Incredibles logo, so now I look like a generic superhero wearing red and black. Still have about 40 minutes before start time. That's how early I got here. Yeah, it may have been a little overkill to get here super early, but whatever, that's fine. I'm relaxed. All right, so I checked in my gear. Even though it's overcasted, it's actually not that cold. This is perfect running conditions right now. I think it's like in the mid 50s. difference a week makes. Last week, it had been crowded with nervous energy in the corral at the LA Marathon. Today, there was still excitement, but without the pressure of going after a certain finish time. In the end, we're all here to run for a good cause. But once the horn went off, everyone took off as if this was the Olympic 10K final heat. I told myself to relax and not fall into my usual trap of going out too fast in the beginning. Then I felt my left shoelace become untied, so I pulled over before I became a tripping hazard.
Dang it, just lost 10 seconds there to tie my shoelace. Whoops.
In the past, I would have agonized over that silly mishap, but today, no big deal. It happens to all of us, and at least it was early in the 10K that it didn't make too much of a difference with my time. Each of the mile markers had a picture of a pediatric cancer survivor to remind us why we were running. I got water from the first hydration station, but for some weird reason, I had a hard time taking it down. Let's just say it didn't feel like it went down smoothly. Oh boy, and I still had a little over 4 more miles to go. Let's try again with taking water at the second hydration station. We're about halfway through the 10K. Sorry, I thought I had footage of the second mile marker, but maybe I didn't hit record on my GoPro. Mile 4 snuck up on me, and I realized it was only a little over 2 more miles to go. The adrenaline was kicking in, and I felt like it was only going to be a few more trails to go. The course is surprisingly rolly with rolling hills, but nothing impossible. Remember, what goes up must come down. On to the last mile. Time flies when you're not under pressure to follow a specific pace or beat yourself up if you're going too fast or too slow from your racing plan. Now here's the exciting part. The 10K's course joins up with the 5K for the last 3/4 of a mile. The mile 6 marker means we only have 0.2 miles left. I have ran down the wrong finisher lane twice, and this year I was determined not to do so. Hey, I have to give credit to the organizers for clearly marking the finish chute off.
Absolutely crushing it! Oh yeah, thank you to the sales page. We've got more pasters coming through.
At this point, I didn't check what my official time was. I was more grateful that I was able to run after slugging it out with the marathon last week. Thank you. After my race, I went back to the finish line to cheer on the other runners. Kids sprinting to the finish line with huge smiles, adults pushing through fatigue with pure determination. Each person had their own story, their own battle, their own reason for running. And watching them, that was the most inspiring part of the day.
Seconds on the clock for the 10K and 45:57 for the 5K.
Oh look, someone lost the cape to their superhero costume. As Edna Mode would say from The Incredibles, no cape. But this dude running as Batman kept on his cape. I've always wondered how Batman was able to do so while keeping Gotham City safe.
I love taking the time to go back to
the finish line to watch the people coming in. Then I realized that I needed to go find my official time and pulled up the QR code for the Athlinks link. It's funny how things work out. I told myself I'd run this race by feel and not chasing a time, just listen to my body, enjoy the moment, and ironically, I ended up winning my age group. I actually placed. I think I placed first in my age group. It's official because it's on the printout and you can't undo it. Never did I expect to place first in my age group. This wasn't even my fastest 10K time. I'd gone out running for fun and the joy of it. I actually got first place. I wouldn't say my photo booth skills would be first place. I kept missing the cue. Actually, I kind of like the outtakes. There is a Taoist principle that speaks to this, the idea of detachment, not being fixated on the end result, but being present in the process. When we cling too tightly to outcomes, we suffer. But when we let go, we often find exactly what we were chasing in the first place. I love this 85-degree bakery sling bag. It will come in handy for our upcoming trip to Hawaii. Great for a hike. Look at all of these delectable pastries. I wanted one of each, but of course, we can take just one to leave enough for the others. While it may be a sample of the usual big pastries, this was a decent size. Look how it compares to my medal. Time for some stretching after the 10K. I'm usually lazy about post-race stretching, but since this service was free, I'll take it up. Even though this year's event felt smaller, I still enjoyed myself. It lifted my spirits after I felt bummed out about my marathon performance.
Wow, what a day. I still can't get over how I got first in my age group. And the crazy thing was, as I mentioned before, I wasn't even trying to run to place like I have in past years. Ironically, it was one of my slower 10K times at this event because this course, it's fast. And I usually can finish it around just a little past the 50-minute mark. It was a much needed confidence boost after my last two marathon performances where I threw in the towel too early when I felt a little bit of discomfort. This time, I actually felt uncomfortable in the first mile. Remember, my shoelace got untied about half a mile in, and then at that first water station around 1.7 miles, the water didn't quite go down the right pipe, and so I didn't feel good for the next half mile after that. I was thinking, wow, this is going to be a long 10K. I think the key was I didn't put too much pressure on myself. I ran how I wanted to run. My coach said, go ahead and take it easy. Okay, I guess I could have taken it a little bit easier, but in the past, I could turn it up a notch, but I didn't hit the throttle all the way to 10. And even without knowing where I was going to place, I still felt fine. I was just so happy to be able to run out there and not give up, work through that discomfort after that first water station. And then best of all, it all clicked in that last mile. Now I just gotta take that attitude and apply it back to the marathon distance again, because that's how I used to run. I used to be able to run through any issues that I had on the course. Best of all, today I got to run and it was for a good cause. We run to improve ourselves, but most of all, we run to uplift our communities. With that, I'm gonna head on home. And this coconut roll or bun or whatever it is, it's pretty good.
We run for something bigger than ourselves, for the joy of movement, for a course that matters, for the people cheering us on. The numbers on the clock, they fade, but the impact we leave behind, that stays. So don't get too caught up in the numbers. Run for something greater and trust that the best results come when you stop forcing them.